Our class will begin now. I believe we're all ready. If you're ready, can you type on the chat box that I'm ready? I will always want you to communicate. I will always want you to communicate with me. Yes, can I? Okay, ready to go. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. So that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. I love our readiness. It's exciting me, seriously. So we will now move on with our class. And just as you can see on your screen, Power BI, what we want to cover within this 1 month is Power BI. Power BI is an interesting application developed by Microsoft. And so many people are getting to know about Power BI. What is this Power BI and what is it all about? I believe you've already installed it, but if you have not installed it, that's no problem. I will guide you on how to install it. But meanwhile, I believe by now we should have all installed it. Power BI is a powerful tool. Power BI is a powerful business analytics tool developed by Microsoft. Many people don't know that it's Microsoft that developed Power BI. And they designed it purposely for data visualization. One thing Power BI does so much is that it makes data visualization very easy. The name Power BI means Power Business Intelligence. It is a business intelligence platform. As a matter of fact, in the quadrant level, Power BI is topping the chart amongst other business intelligence series. We have Power BI, we have Tableau, we have Click. These are business intelligence platforms, but Power BI is topping the chart. Power BI was an afterthought of Microsoft. After they've developed Microsoft and it's Microsoft Excel, and it has been used for a long time. They kept on improving on Microsoft Excel to the point that they developed Microsoft Power BI. So oftentimes, Microsoft Power BI always looks like a very advanced Excel. One of the things it does is that it transforms raw data from multiple sources into coherent, visually immersive and interactive insights. Power BI is so powerful that it is not a standalone platform, but it can be used for, it can connect data from other sources. What Power BI does is that it enables data-driven decision making. You don't just, in businesses, you don't just make decisions. You don't just make decisions. You get a raw data. You analyze the data and you make your decisions based on the analysis. That's one thing Power BI does. You get a raw data from any source. The source can be Microsoft Excel. The source can be Microsoft Access. The source can be SQL. SQL can be any of the platforms in SQL. MySQL, PostgreSQL. All these are all database management tools. As a matter of fact, the data can be in the cloud. Wherever the data is, Power BI is that versatile that you can connect data from them. So majorly what we're going to be dealing with is connecting data from various sources like Excel, like from the cloud, or from any of the database management systems like SQL, Oracle, and the rest of them. Then another thing Power BI does is that it offers you an ability to clean data. Now, oftentimes we talk about raw data. Raw data. Raw data is data that is gotten exactly as it is collected. When data is collected as data, one of the things that you do is that you take time to clean the data and transform the data and make it usable. We're going to see all those things. And that thing Power BI enables you to do, apart from cleaning the data, transforming the data, is that it helps you to build what we call data model. Data model. And again, it helps you to create visualizations like dashboard. So 4 major things we're going to deal with at the course of our studies is by using Power BI is data cleaning, data transformation, data modeling, and data visualization. These are the things we're going to look at. But first of all, let's see the components of Power BI. Let's see the components of Power BI. Now, Power BI consists of several components, and each of them serve a specific purpose. Number one, it's important you know that we have what we call Power BI Desktop. Now, this is the primary development tool for Power BI. This is the one that you can install in your laptop now. And this is where data is analyzed and developers can create reports and dashboards. That one, that place you can run your data cleaning, data transformation, data analysis, and eventually you can create your reports and your dashboard. That particular environment is called the Power BI Desktop. It makes it so easy for you to work. It offers an easy-to-use interface. We're going to open it soon. You will see it's an easy-to-use interface where users can import data. That's where you import your data. That's where you transform your data. And it's in the environment you will see what we call the Power Query. Power Query is another platform that is embedded inside Power BI that is used for data transformation. We're going to look at it. And then you can design your report and create your interactive visualization in this same place also. You can also build your data model. You can use what we call DAX, data analysis expression, to create some calculated columns, and then you build your model. We're going to look at that as we go. The second component of Power BI is the Power BI service. The Power BI service is a very powerful platform. It's more or less like an extension of Power BI Desktop. We're going to also look at it. This is the cloud-based service. Power BI service, or some authors might call it Power BI Pro, is the cloud-based service where users can publish. Now, after you finish your analysis and everything, assuming you're working as a team, how will other team members see your work? Assuming I'm doing a remote job assuming I took up a remote job now that has to involve using Power BI, and they sent me the raw data file, maybe after cleaning and analyzing, how will I let the other people that work in the same team with me see the work I've done? It is the Power BI Pro. What I will do is I will publish the work I've done in Power BI service. As we progress, I will let all of you be in my team, and I will give you the password and all it takes. So you do your work. I will give you a project. You do the project, and you'll be able to publish it. And all of us, the 5 of us in this team, will see it. So once that the platform that enables you to be able to publish and share and collaborate on reports and dashboards that you created in your Power BI desktop is the Power BI service. It also supports real-time data streaming. That is, you might be working as a team, as you are working live, as you are live working, whatever analysis you're running, your team members will be seen automatically. Power BI service enables you to do that. The third component, which is very important, I'm going to deal with these 3 components. There are others, but these are the 3 most important components. The third one is the Power BI mobile. The Power BI mobile is a mobile version of Power BI. Just as you have your mobile phone now, assuming you are the boss in the office, you install Power BI mobile in your phone. So anywhere you are, once the analysis has been done, you can, through your mobile phone, log into Power BI and see all the analysis that you want to see. Users can view and interact with dashboards and reports. The main important thing in Power BI or in analysis generally is the dashboard or your report, because your boss or your supervisor will not have time to begin to look at your analysis one after the other. But what you do is you select the key performance indicators, the main things, and you showcase them on the dashboard. For instance, if I'm analyzing for a particular business firm, I will have to select some key performance indicators. We'll call it KPI in short. Maybe total sales over the period of the analysis, maybe total profit or total income and the rest of them, or the 10 best performing customers, the 10 best performing staff. So I will showcase them in a visual, in a summarized form. Dashboard or report summarizes the key things that the stakeholders will want to see, and it can just be very handy. So we're going to deal with these 3 components. But other components are, you see the Power BI gateway, the Power BI report builder, and the Power BI embedded. All these ones are not necessary for our course. So the next thing now we're going to look at is what are the key features of Power BI. It will shock you that Power BI is too powerful. Power BI, there are certain features in Excel that can do what Power BI does. I believe, of course, before you come to Power BI, you must have at least a basic knowledge in Excel. Your knowledge in Excel will be basic, but not too basic. You should be able to know Excel to the point of being able to use pivot table. If you don't know Excel to pivot table, then please, after this class, inform me. I will forward to you links to my lectures on YouTube. So you go and on Excel, you just go through it briefly. Even if you know it before and you've forgotten, it's important you know pivot table. As a matter of fact, the technology that is used in Power BI was derived from pivot table. It was pivot table that they summarized. So you can also use Excel to run analysis. You can use Excel to do data cleaning, data transformation. You can use Excel to do create dashboards. But if you are given a work and you do it in Excel for 1 hour, trust Power BI. Power BI can do it in 2 minutes. The tools are very handy and very easy to use. Now, Power BI is a very simple platform. When you understand it, you will enjoy it. You don't need to know mathematics to handle Power BI. It's very simple. These are the key features of Power BI. Number one, take note of this: data connectivity. Power BI is too powerful that it can connect to numerous data sources. Remember, Power BI is not a standalone application. The data sets you use in Power BI must be gotten from somewhere. We have what we call data bank. It depends on the company. If I am doing a remote job, or if I'm working for a company and they want me to remotely analyze the data for them, is either the data is in SQL, or that is, when I say SQL, is either the data is in a database management system, which can be SQL Server or MySQL or PostgreSQL, or the data may be in Excel. Now, the data can also be saved in a CSV file. This is, I'm going to explain them. The data can be saved in SharePoint also. There are different, the data can be in the cloud. The data can, like if it's a company that leverages in AWS. So the data can be in one of the servers in the cloud. No matter where it is, I'm going to teach you how to scrape data from the cloud. These are very simple tools. We're going to do all of them. So one thing with Power BI is that it enables varieties of connectivity. It will give you access to connect data from any of these areas. That's one major key feature. Number two is data transformation. The Power Query in Power BI is a data transformation engine. It enables you to transform data. Now, when we talk about data transformation, what we simply mean is this: you might have a huge data, and not all the columns are required for analysis. Remove those that are not needed. And there might be some columns you need for analysis, but they're not available. And there are ways of deriving them. You can derive them. There might be some things like some data repeating, that duplication of data, or data that is not properly, maybe currency is meant to carry naira sign or dollar sign, is not carrying it. So you need to put all those things. There are many ways of doing it. These are data cleaning and transformation. Power BI gives you that ability and opportunity to be able to do that. Number three is data modeling. Now, data modeling is very important. You have a situation whereby you are analyzing data sets from a company, and it involves many different tables. You will use those tables to build what we call data model. Power BI has such a powerful feature. The another thing is number four, interactive visualizations. Power BI is the best when it comes to visualization. Yes, Python can do it. Tableau can do it. Excel can do it. But none of them can do it as good as Power BI. So Power BI is purely designed for creating what we call interactive visualization. Not just visualization, but visualization that can be interactive. You're going to see them all as we move. Then number five, Power BI is too good in building dashboards. That's what we call dashboards. Dashboards are customizable collections of visualizations, reports, and data sets. They provide a snapshot of key metrics. We call it key performance indicators, KPIs. Maybe you're talking about the major things the company want to know, and that enables the stakeholders to view performance indicators at a glance. That's the power of dashboard. The dashboard will give you the summary of what has happened in a firm over a long period of time, and you can view it at a glance. Very important. And that feature that Power BI has, number 6, is what we call natural language query. It allows users to ask questions about their data in natural language. Power BI has that ability. Then you talk about the custom visualization, number 7. And number 8, you talk about the collaboration and sharing. That is where the Power BI service comes in. Your ability to collaborate with other users. And then we talk about real-time data. Power BI supports real-time data streaming, allowing you to monitor dashboard and reports with live data. I will show you how to monitor shares or some of that online stuffs, and you're going to see many of them. So finally, let's look at Power BI workflow. What is the nature of the Power BI workflow? If I have a project to carry out in Power BI, how do I begin? If I'm asked to draw a workflow for Power BI, what will I call number 1 or number 2? Now, the number 1 thing that happens whenever you want to perform any analysis in Power BI is first, you collect the data. We call it data collection. Data collection. You cannot work without data sets. So the data must be available. It has to be collected. Users connect Power BI to their data source, which could be databases, files, APIs, or cloud services. I've explained that. The data can be in any form. You collect it. That's the first thing. Then once the data is collected and connected to Power BI, the next thing will be that you transform the data. You don't just begin to run analysis. If you run analysis with a dirty data, with data that's not transformed, you are bound to get very biased conclusions, and that will not be too good. So you perform data transformations after importing data into the Power BI desktop using features like the Power Query to clean the data and transform the data and rest of them. After that, you build what we call data modeling. It's very, very important. Data modeling has to do with creating relationships between different tables. If you have a good knowledge of Microsoft Excel, you will understand this. But if you don't bother. I will explain it very well. After building data model, then you proceed to building reports. The report is more or less that your visualizations. Those things you want to use a line chart, bar chart, and different kind of visuals to represent for quick glancing. And when you are done with that, it's as good as saying the analysis is complete and the Power BI desktop has finished its work. The next thing is that by the help of Power BI service, you publish it. Because without publishing it, your group leaders or the stakeholders will not see what you've done. So you publish the report in Power BI service where it can be accessed or shared and viewed by stakeholders. Then the next one could be collaboration and sharing, and then possibly data refresh. Data refresh comes into play when you're working with real life data and after analysis, and there are some additions of data to the original source where you connected from. All you simply do is you refresh your data in Power BI. And once you refresh the data in Power BI, it will be updated. The data will be updated. At times, you can schedule a refresh that at so so time, the data will be automatically refreshed. These are some features we're going to see as we move on. Where can we apply Power BI? Where are the places that Power BI can be applied? Let's look at the places Power BI can be applied. Number one, business intelligence. Power BI enables businesses to track key performance indicators. That is what we call business intelligence. When you hear of business intelligence, that is the BI, is a phenomenon that talks about, okay, or it's a way of tracking key performance indicators, identifying trends, and monitoring metrics that are critical for decision making. When we talk about KPIs, like I said before, let me give you some examples. Like you may talk about KPIs like total sales, revenue, total profit, return, or possibly comparing regional performances, analyzing product level trends, and the rest of them. These are all key performance indicators. Then you can also identify trends. That is, when things happen over time, you'll be able to notice, identify the trend. Is it going up or is it coming down? Is it the same? This is the trend. Then you monitor metrics. Monitoring metrics is we realized some amount of money this year. Last year it was this. Last year it was this. So you can monitor metrics, and then it will help you to also forecast. That is, this was what happened for the past 10 years. Therefore, by the next 2 years, this is what it will be. So with this now, you can make critical decisions. You can make good decisions. That's what we call it data-driven decision making. As a matter of fact, if you want to make good decisions in business, just know that this is the best way. So that's one application of Power BI. The second application of Power BI can be in sales and marketing. Marketing teams use Power BI to monitor campaign performances, analyze customer demographics. As time goes on, I'm going to bring real life data, and we're going to monitor shares, we're going to monitor, track so many things. You can use it to track sales trends. Sales team can use it to track pipeline progress and the rest of them. Then finance is also that, in data analysis, I don't know, after this class, I will send a link to the platform. That is where I start on the roadmap to data analysis. That is where I explained the difference between business analysis, data analytics, data engineering, data science, financial analysis. I took time to explain it there. I'm going to forward that to you, and you take time to listen to it so that you can have a good foundation. Now, knowing only Microsoft Power BI might not be the best. So most of these areas that we are not looking at, that I feel you should know, I will forward the link, my YouTube link to them, so you can watch them. The lectures are there already, so you can watch them. I will encourage you to bring that time, watch them, and make notes. Especially after this class now, make notes, document notes, follow. Don't just make it a formality. Make notes, and you will enjoy every bit of what we're doing. Now, Power BI can be applied in operations also. It's used to track operational metrics like supply chains, performance, manufacturing efficiency, and we're going to see them. Then in human resources also, the human resources management can use Power BI to track employee performance. One of the projects we're going to do in this course is we're going to handle a situation whereby a company suddenly started losing their staff. And an exit interview was conducted, and then the analysis was carried out, and the situations were taken care of. That's more of under human resource management area. We're going to deal with that also. Then With this now, I think it's time to head to the classroom proper. If you are still following, can I get your response on the chat box? Can I have a comment? If I still have 5 of you with me, let me have your response. If you're still hearing me loud and clear, oh, beautiful. Okay, if you are following the class, let me have you respond. We're catching up. Oh, beautiful. We're firing up. I thank God you're following me. I'm happy with you. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right. Now, I am going to move on now. Already, I will go ahead and allow you to see my screen. Now you know what Power BI is. The first thing I will show you is, in case you have not installed Power BI in your system, it is very simple. I will show you how to do it now. I will show you how to do it now so you can be able to do that. Okay, so I will go ahead and share my screen again. Then, all right. So this is my screen. Now I want to quickly let me open the internet. Now, if you want to install Power BI, it's just a very simple one. Go to your browser. Go to your browser. And when you get to your browser, now just type this: Power BI Microsoft. Power BI.microsoft.com/en. You can just say /en and then you hit enter. Definitely, it will either take you to this environment. This is Microsoft environment. And you will see get started. You see have an account, sign in. But what we want is to install Power BI. So what you may need to do is, because this can change over time, you can set start free. It's as this environment where you can install it, but you can say start free. And it opens you up to the environment where you can download. But if it doesn't open you up to it, another thing you can do is right there from your browser, even if you say get started, because oftentimes they might want you to sign in, but you may say get started, I can say try for free. All you're looking for is how to get the, okay, this is not opening now, then, or you can as well come to this place and say, once you type Power BI download, Power BI download, or you can say Power BI desktop. Desktop download. It opens you up here, and you can now go to their official site, or you can follow any of the instructions here. Any of this can help you download Power BI. or you can even go to Power BI Desktop free. Some of these tools will give you access to where you can get. Okay, look at this now. You can see download Power BI Desktop. You can see download Power BI Desktop. So you can now go ahead and possibly click on it and begin to download. You just give it some time. It's directing me to the Open Microsoft Store. Just follow it. All you do is follow the on-screen instruction until you get to the point where you can see the download. Just download it and then run it. Now you can see this now. It's still opening, but I can also search for another. Okay, from here to, I can start, okay, look at this now. I think this is better. You can pick this is better. This link is better. Microsoft Power BI Desktop. And you see the language now, English. Then you click on download. Once you hit download, it will open this window for you. Take note of this. When it opens it, it will show you Power BI Desktop setup. Power 81, Power BI Desktop, 64-bit. Choose this 64-bit. I guess you should be using Windows 8 or Windows 10. Once you check this and you click on download, it will start downloading. Did you get that? Is that clear? I think, Mr. Solomon, who has not installed yet. Once you click here, can I get your response? Did you get that? Once you hit this button, it will start. Once you hit this button, yes. Okay, it's clear. Yeah. Once you hit this button now, I don't want to hit that, but okay, let me do that and cancel it. Once I hit that button, sorry. Okay. Okay, since it's clear, then we can move on. Once, let me hit the button. Once I hit the button, it has started downloading. Look at it now. It has started downloading now. The download is in progress now. And when it finishes downloading, all I need to do is to double click on it. If you find it difficult to install, chat me privately later. I will assist you to install it. It will take time. Let me cancel it now so I can proceed. So that's a very simple one. That's a very simple one. And I think we can continue. So once Power BI is installed, once Power BI is installed, you end up seeing the icon of Power BI on your desktop. This is it. This is the icon of Power BI on the desktop. So what you simply do is you double click on it just once and allow it. At times, it might take some few seconds to open, but just allow it to open and it will open eventually. So it's opening now. Let's give it some time to open. Let's give it some time to open. That's Power BI opening now. That's Power BI opening. Yes. Now, when Power BI opens this way, you will see the home, you see open, and you see report. Now, as a beginner, come to new and click on reports. Click on report. And once you click on report, Power BI will fully open for you. So you can now see Power BI fully open. Can you see it? If you can see it, can you let me know you can see it? There's a Power BI screen, but I'm trying to hide some things. Okay, so you can see the Power BI screen now, and that's a full Power BI environment. That's a full Power BI environment, and this is where we're coming to study. This is what we want to look at closely. In our next class, I will explain further on this. But what I will recommend is that you take time to go through this class now that we've had now, and eventually we will continue. But before then, this is the Power BI environment. And when you come to the Power BI environment, there are certain things you need to take note of. This environment is called the Power BI interface. The Power BI interface. And when you see the Power BI interface, you will see the title bar showing you Untitled Power BI Desktop. And by the right-hand side, you will see the three control buttons, just as in other applications: the minimize, the restore, and the close. And you will see that I'm already signed in, and you can see the share button. This is the button through which you can share your report. Then below the title bar, the first bar you can see on the screen is the title bar. Below the title bar is the menu bar. The menu bar, you have the file, you have the home, insert, modeling, view, optimize, and help. These are the key ones you see. Then looking at below it, you will see the ribbon. The ribbon is exactly below the menu bar. Any command, any of the menu options that you click on, you will notice the commands displays on the ribbon. For instance, if I click on home, I will see the commands associated to home as they display. If I click on insert, I will see the commands for insert. If I click on modeling, the same way. We are going to see the commands one after the other. But most importantly, to note, you will see three key buttons. We'll call it the three core views of Power BI. The three core views of Power BI. That is, one, you see the report view, two, the table view, and three, the model view. There can be the fourth one in the recent version. Power BI is updated every month. In our next class, I will show you the recent version, but they are all the same. But the three core views are the report view. The report view, if I click on the report view, you will see that that's where we are already. The report view is the environment or the canvas where you make your reports. You see the data view. The data view is the environment where you view your data. Assuming we have connected to a data set now, you will see the data showing here, but there's no connection made here yet. The third one is the model view. The model view is where you build your data model. This is where you build your data model. So take note of these three icons: the report, the table view, and the model view. So with this, I will stop today's class, and by tomorrow morning, I will upload this to YouTube and send you the restricted link with which to go through the lecture. The two videos are going to be combined in one, so we're able to go through it. And I will send you another video on pivot table in Excel, please try to go through the pivot table video in Excel so you can be able to follow. Let's stop this class here today. I think it's a good one. So can I have your comments? If you have any recommendation, any suggestion, you can make it now. That will help us to forge ahead.